You wanted the best, then you got the best. The hottest band in the world.
Come on, come everybody. Hey, look at this here, man. Joseph Manella sent me this. Cross Purposes Live Black Sabbath. Thank you, Joseph. And he wanted me to put it against Iron Maiden and Vivo, which I don't own. Though I do have it in DVD on it. I have it on DVD, but all my DVD are in boxes. But hey, I looked it up on YouTube. It's there, the whole concert. I gotta tell you, man, I've had this forever on a burned DVD from the VHS, and my co-host, the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast, told me, I don't know, 10 years ago, he was gonna give me this, which has the VHS, the box, but it's in his attic, and he has, 10 years later, he still hasn't given it to me. Joseph, right away, bro. I love Ian, though. Doesn't matter if he sends me it or not. He still rules. Even though he hates Manowar. Which goes to show, man. If you hate Manowar, you're still a friend of mine. You're just false metal. That's all. I mean, admit it. You're false metal. You do not hail and kill. Sign of the hammer, motherfucker. All right, let's get this going. Okay. We start with Time Machine versus Satellite 15. Satellite 15, first of all, Final Frontier is my least favorite Iron Maiden album, even more than Virtual 11, whatever. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Now, I'm listening to this today, which I don't. I actually have, let me grab it. I'll even show you guys this. Somebody gave me this years and years and years ago. Yes, I'm stalling, ain't I? Well, let me grab this. It's here somewhere. No editing here, man. I don't believe in editing. Editing is for posers. I don't edit because I'm into Manowar. All right, here, I found it. Somebody gave me this years and years and years ago. This is the Final Frontier, a digipack. It's still sealed. Because, I heard it back when it was new. So, I never go back and listen to it. So, I'm listening to this opening track, this Satellite 15, right? And it's different. It's totally different for Iron Maiden. It starts instrumental with a drum beat. It's weird. I'm listening to it today and I'm like, man, I like this. This is good. But then it goes on a little too much repetitive shit and Bruce comes in and it falls apart. It should have been like a little intro, Something like Ides of March, Just cut it off and make it instrumental, I think. But Time Machine, I am not a fan of Time Machine. I don't like that song, and I know this ain't gonna sound cool. And hey everybody, I'm trying to be that guy, the controversial guy. That's gotta be different. So Time Machine is better on here than on Dehumanizer. Now, hear me out. This is just my opinion. I know a lot of people have different opinions. I will say Dio sounds better on the studio version, but the band sounds awesome on this live version. Tony Martin sounds great. He's no Dio, though. I love Tony Martin, but, Dio is Dio, okay? But I'm giving it to Time Machine. I liked it. All right, next. Children of the Grave versus The Final Frontier. Again, here, number one, Final Frontier, it loses. Now, let me get into this. Children of the Grave and every other Ozzy song on this live album, I prefer Tony Martin singing than Dio. I don't know. And I prefer Dio as a vocalist. I like Dio more as a singer. I love Tony Martin, though, man. Nightwing, man. Listen to that and tell me that guy isn't a phenomenal singer. One of my favorites. But Dio is, you know, he's the man on the silver mountain. You know what I mean? But here, I mean, Dio never did, oh yeah, he did do Children of the Grave. And it wasn't that good. It wasn't, I don't think it was that good. At least I don't think it's as good as Tony Martin doing it. But Tony Martin still can't do it as cool as Ozzy. Ozzy's the one that owns those songs. But I'm giving that to Children of the Grave because Tony Martin is singing it like Tony Martin. He's not trying to me, it's like a voice where, look, I'm not trying to beat Ozzy. I'm just singing it in my voice, and that's it, you know? Dio, I gotta say, on those Ozzy songs, he does little nuances that he's trying to be, like, different. He's trying to be like, you know, oh, look at me type. You know, I hate saying shit like that because I love Ronnie James Dio. He was the nicest guy I ever met. And forget musician. In the world, the nicest person I ever met in the world was Ronnie James Dio. God, I miss him, man. I miss him so much, man. We could have had by now a good 4 to 5 albums. Sabbath and Dio by now. Magica Part 2. Hopefully it would have been better than Magica Part 1 because I didn't like that. But I got to stop talking about Ronnie James Dio. Talking bad about him. All right, next. Eyewitness versus El Dorado. El Dorado won a Grammy. That's why it sucks, you know? You win a Grammy, you suck. In my world. Eyewitness, man. Killer song. Killer Tony Martin Arab Sabbath song. Wins. All right, next. Into the Void versus 2 Minutes to Midnight. I hate to say this, because 2 Minutes to Midnight is performed well. It is not performed bad. But I gotta go with Sabbath again, man. Into the Void. I think Tony sings it great. Wins. All right, next. Anu Monday versus The Talisman. Anu Monday. That song, my God, Tire is such a great album, man. Or Tear, whatever. Anu Monday wins. Next. Black Sabbath versus Coming Home. All right. Coming Home, it loses, right? Now, here's what I got to say about Tony Martin singing the song Black Sabbath. I don't know if Tony ever heard Live Evil or Dio doing this song, but he does the song Black Sabbath kind of like Dio more than Ozzy. Well, nothing. Nobody sounds like Ozzy, you know, but he's doing kind of like the Dio version, and that is the one song that Dio did in Black Sabbath that was phenomenal. It was badass. It's the closest anybody got to Ozzy. And Tony Martin kind of does that. He does a little, I guess, ad-libbing thing. Yeah, you know, little yells and shit. But it's awesome, man, and it wins. All right, next. Neon Nights versus Dance to Death. Dance to Death is not a bad song. But Neon Nights wins. Tony Martin sings Dio great. I mean, he does it in his voice, but Tony Martin matches, you know, Dio singing songs. Awesome. Wins. But not as good as Dio. There you go. I'm saying how Tony Martin's better than Dio with Ozzy, but he's not as good as Dio with Dio. All right. Next. Psychophobia versus A Trooper. Finally won for Iron Maiden. I think it's a great live version, and Psychophobia is not a bad song. It's a cool tune off Cross Purposes. But Trooper's better. I'm giving that to Maiden. All right, next. The Wizard versus the Wicker Man. I'm definitely giving that one to the Wizard. I'm not a big fan of the Wicker Man. You know, they borrow Running Wild from Priest, and I don't think it's as good as the Priest version, and that's what turns me off about the song. It's not like a horrible song, but it's like, come on. You're ripping off another band, and your song is not as good as what you're ripping off. Yeah, I'm giving that to the Wizard. All right, next. Cross of Thorns versus Blood Brothers. Easily. Cross of Thorns. Cool tune, Blood Brothers and Blood Mothers really annoy me. That song is annoying to me. We're Blood Brothers. Get the fuck out of here. Alright. Next. Symptom of the Universe versus When the Wind where the Wild Wind Blows. Where the Wild Wind blows. A long, boring ass song. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it to Symptom of the Universe. Tony does it fine. Alright, next. Drum solo versus The Evil That Men Do. Nothing against Bobby Rondinelli. He's a good drummer. I didn't think much of the drum solo. And also, I don't think much about The Evil That Men Do. I'm not really a fan of that song, but I will take it over Bobby Rondinelli's drum solo. Alright, next. Paranoid versus Fear of the Dark. Definitely Fear of the Dark. Great live version. I love the Donington live version too. I love Fear of the Dark. It's an awesome song with the sing-along. It's just a killer. One of my favorite later Maiden songs. One of my favorite Maiden songs after Power Slave. Probably my favorite. Yeah, I'm giving it to Fear of the Dark. Next. Iron Maiden versus Iron Man. I'm going with Iron Man. I don't like Bruce Dickinson singing Diano song. Yeah, I like Tony singing Ozzy and Dio songs. So yeah, I'm giving it to Iron Man. Next, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath versus Number of the Beast. I'm going with Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I like how Tony does it. Nowhere near as good as Ozzy. But what was it against again? Number of the Beast sounds kind of rough on this live album. It doesn't sound that good. Which would I give it if it was a studio album? Definitely Sabbath Bloody Sabbath as well. But anyway, yeah, that's it. I mean, there was a song left, which is Hallowed Be Thy Name, which probably would have won, because that's my favorite Maiden song with Bruce. And it sounds really good on the live, but it's going against nothing. So there you go, Joseph. This here's the final score. Ooh, Sabbath won by a lot. There you go, man. And again, I want to thank Joseph so much for getting me this compact disc. And hopefully Ian will give me the one with the video. But either way, this is awesome stuff. I appreciate it. I was cranking it when I opened it in the mail. I was like, ooh, I'm going to crank this. And it was awesome. It was fucking incredible. So there you go, Joseph. I hope you enjoyed this track by track album battle. And everybody out there, I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please, 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 subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Cross Purposes live and smack 'em up, God.